Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Indran, part of ROTG Gaming, where we stream Final Fantasy XI and various other games. However, we focus on Final Fantasy XI every Monday and Wednesday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. But this is my side project, Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm going to kick it off 2026, and we're going to see what kind of growth we can have with this particular adventure. So first of all, I would like for you to go ahead and join the Discord, and you know that way we could keep in touch even when I'm not streaming. So I try to stream twice every other week. So I'm going to consider this as episode number 1. It's January the 21st, 2026, and I have been streaming Raid for over 200 and some days. But I'm going to consider this episode 1 because this is the first day that I'm actively recruiting for people to watch me talk about Raid Shadow Legends. And I need your help to help guide the channel and see what type of content you want. Now, I am a free-to-play player, which means I have spent $0, absolutely $0, and my account is uh, just past beginner stage, right into the beginning of starting to take this game seriously. So, I will do my best as a free-to-play to help you in any way possible. I'm pretty good at knowing the beginning, how to start off for players who, want to be the most effective. And I am learning as we go how to play this mid game. So, with that long 2-minute intro, let's get to Raid Shadow Legends. All right, first things first. We're going to approach this as like you've never played Raid before in your life. You've downloaded the game. I will say that Plarium does an excellent job at having a tutorial. The tutorial is very good about letting you know the mechanics of the game, but take your time and read what it's telling you. So a lot of people ask the same questions when the tutorial really does a really good job about explaining everything. But anyway, if you have any questions, even if it's been covered 1,000 times, ask me. I'll tell you. I'll tell you 1,001. All right. Anyway, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to focus on account progression for a beginning player, and that would be the selection of your farmer champion. But you're like, what does the word farmer mean? What is a farmer? I thought I'm playing Raid Shadow Legends. Why am I talking about a farmer? Well, this game is all about increasing the level of the champions that you collect. So, I suggest, and I have always suggested, that you use Kale as your farming champion. Reason being is that his abilities are very suited for the campaign, and the campaign is where you're going to be farming, which is grinding. You call him a grinder, but a farmer is a little bit better. You're going to be grinding out the experience to raise the champions up to their next level and their next rank. So, he has skills, abilities that help do this. You see, there's four tabs here. These four tabs allow you certain information. The first tab is going to be where your artifacts are selected. And you can put artifacts on your champion and take them off of your champion. What this does, it gives you stat blocks. Now these stat blocks are very important in different content. But for a farmer, we're going to be looking for attacking, speed, accuracy, the crit rate, and the crit damage that they can do. A lot of people don't quite understand the importance of crit rate versus attack power. So some attacks are guaranteed to hit. You don't need accuracy. If it says places or puts, then that attack is going to hit. But if it just says a chance, if you have a chance, then you're going to need to have a high accuracy. So any attacks that say you have a chance of doing something, you need a high accuracy to increase that chance. Now, to do damage, it's either going to be attack damage, HP damage, or defense damage. Normally, our farmers are going to be dealing with attack. So you want to have a high attack, as high as you can get it. Crit rate means that that damage is multiplied. So if you have a 100% crit rate, the damage that you do is going to be multiplied to the highest that it can be. And on top of that, you can add even more damage through your critical damage. So if you have a 100% crit rate, that means all of your crit damage will go against that creature. So it's a balance, and you'll learn the balance. It seems like a lot, but after you've played it for a while, it becomes second nature. You gotta have the attack, the crit rate, and the damage. And depending on the type of attack, either you have accuracy or you don't have accuracy. Now, the other key ingredient here is speed. You want to go before the other enemy champions go. You can't call them creatures because those are champions that you can get. You can get it from shards. So you'll be fighting champions. This entire time you're fighting champions. The bosses are the only things that are really considered creatures. Anyway, it seems a little complicated at first, but let's put it into action. So, I am going to show you Kale without any gear whatsoever. I'm going to leave this stuff on because it's a pain to take it off. Actually, no, you're right. If we're going to do it right, let's do it without any gear whatsoever. All right. So right now, I got to get rid of these red dots. These red dots drive me crazy. Okay. Red dots drive me crazy. Oh. Why is he not leveled up? Oh, because I need more of those. All right, anyway, we'll talk about that later. Talk about that later. Red dots. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Do I got... Is he already got one? Give me 1 second. I got to double check. My eye check. He does not. All right, let's get him one. Got it. All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's focus on the farmer. Focus on the farmer. All right. So in Raid Shadow Legends, you have these game modes. And depending on what level your account is, see, there's my name, Mr. Engine. My account is 66. That's my player information. So, but my account level is 66. There are certain features that do not get unlocked until other markers have been met, like you have to be level 42, level 55. I am able to go to all content because my account is level 66. In the game mode, we're looking at the campaign. This is the first thing that's going to be a focus, a major focus is going to be the campaign. This campaign map consists of 12 dungeons. Each dungeon has a boss at the end that you have to beat to go to the next dungeon. There are one, two, three, four. There are 4 different levels to this campaign. When you start off, you make sure that you have selected normal. As you play it, you're going to receive little extra gems and artifacts and shards. You're going to get extra goodies, little treasures to help you along the way. In order to get the little goodies, you have to collect all of the stars. Clear the stage without losing the champion. Clear the stage with 2 or fewer champions in less than 10 minutes. We'll give you the 3 stars. All of those stars add up to 252. Every dungeon, you have to get 3 stars, and you get the final reward, which would be a void shard. In hard, it's a sacred shard. In brutal, another sacred, and in nightmare, another sacred shard. So you're going through the content, you're getting all these stars, you're getting all these extra treasures, but you have to start at the very beginning with stage 1. Now, the tutorial is going to run you through this combat. It's going to teach you how to select and put leaders and put your champions in here. So I'm going to let the tutorial help you along, but what you want to keep in mind is that you want Kale to be your starting leader, and we're putting Kale in right here. Now remember, I don't have any gear, no artifacts are on Kale. And I'm going to take in a champion that is a single star level 1. This is what we consider to be a food champion. His only purpose is to be leveled up and used to level up a non-food champion. So, you have to have energy in order to do the dungeon. This is a resource. These resources are very important, especially free to play. You want to make sure that these resources are not wasted. You can play this game however you want. You can do whatever you want in this game. I'm just trying to recommend a way that saves you time and resources and silver. Money, time, and resources. So, you get your farmer champion, you put them in the best gear that you have, and then you fight the level. Now, keep in mind, my Kale has he has absolutely nothing on. He's just him. But, but he does have advantages since he's already max level. I've already taken him to the max level. And you can see at stage 1, no problems. I'm able to get my experience. What up, Tippy Toe? How's it going? How are you today, sir? It is, what is it? It's like, hold on one sec. 25 degrees, is that right? Yeah, it's 25 degrees here. It's a little cold. Little cold. I think 25 degrees is cold. I don't know about you, but I work outside, so I'm outside in the cold. all day long. And I think 25 is a little cold. Anyway, well, I don't work outside all the time, but like 80% of my time is spent outside. 23? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so you feel the icy wind whip around you. Uh, what was I saying? We were talking about the importance of the farmer. Now, if I were to increase the difficulty to, let's say, brutal, and I go all the way over to the last dungeon, and this is the perfect scenario. Brutal stage 3, dungeon number 12. Here is where you want to farm. This is your end goal. End game, end goal. This is it right here. In the campaign, the number one thing you want to be able to do is you want to be able to take one champion that can clear this stage and have 3 people that you're leveling up. So, the way that we do that is that we have to hit markers on the champion's abilities. So, if you notice, it takes more energy. And why do we choose stage 3 as opposed to any of these other stages? And the answer is, on average, you get the most experience, silver, and you can sell the shields for more silver. So you're getting the highest return on the energy that you put in. So if I use 8 energy nowhere else in the game on the campaign map, Brutal 12-3, will I get the energy versus experience and silver that I get from it. So this is the stage that you want to work towards farming. Now, let's put that kale back in here. Now, this is 12-3 brutal. I have no armor. Um, I don't know if he can do it. Honestly, I do not know if he can do it. Even though he is rank 6, level 60, without any armor, I don't know if he can do it. So let's try it out right now. Let's give it a go. All right, see, these guys are still alive. That's not looking good for Kale. Yeah, that's not looking good at all. He is really in a bad way. Uh-oh. Okay. So you see he died. He died right there. Now, even though he died, you were able to clear one stage, so these guys did get a little bit of experience. But this is not the result. We do not want to be defeated, we want to win. So what we do is we go to the champion. We're looking at Kale, and we're like, well, if he can't do it with no gear on, how do we get him to where he can beat the level? And that's what I was talking about, those points, those stats that you have to get to. Right now, his attack is 2,000. 2,000 may be enough. His speed is 106. We want him to have a base speed of 150. At 150, we guarantee that he goes before any of the enemy champions. So we have to put work on the speed. So the easiest way and the fastest way to put speed on your champion is to put on a pair of boots. And we're going to select the boots. And in these artifacts, they're broken down into different types of sets. Speed sets, crit rate sets, crit damage sets, accuracy sets, lifesteal. There's over 40 sets, I believe. And each one of these sets has the same type of abilities, the base abilities. This boot, we're looking for an increase of speed. So I'm going to put on a speed boot. That says defense. I don't want defense. That's speed. I want speed. So I'm going to put on the speed. Okay. And now we look at the stats. He has 137 speed. We're almost to that 150 mark. So next we're going to look at, um, do we care about him being defensive or offensive? Does he have to be tanky? Well, if he's killing the champions, if he's killing the champions, he doesn't have to have that much defense. So that means that we are going to look at his chest. We're going to take off the boots and we're going to look at the chest. Now, the chest, we want to have attack. We don't want HP. We don't want defense. We want an attack percentage. So I'm going to look through my gear. Here's an attack percentage. It's at 8%. Let's see if we got anything better. No. There's 8% again. Oh, here's a 24%. So this is better. Let's go ahead and let's just put that on. All right. Look at the total stats. Attack went up to 2300. That's pretty good. Our speed is still at 137, and our crit rate is at 34. Well, Kale is special. Remember how I said we want that 100% crit rate? But Kale is a little bit special. He only needs 85 to get the max damage. So we're going to try to get that 85 marker. And the way we do that is by putting on gloves. We're going to remove the chest and we're going to look for gloves. Now let's start from the beginning. We want critical rate gloves. No, no, no. You see all the gloves I'm going to have to search through. Let's say there's an easier way to find these gloves. I'll teach you real quick. Make sure that the glove is highlighted and go over to primary status. With primary status, we're looking at critical rate. Now this shows me only those gloves that have a critical rate. Oh, look at that one. That is amazing. A 60. Let's equip it. All right, now we look at the total stats. He has 94%. Oh my goodness. That's perfect. That's over 85. Now, keep in mind, I am putting on the gear in this manner. I'm going with the boots, I'm going with the chest, then I'm going with the gloves. Each one of these, you want to see a certain type of ability, a basic stat. We want to see speed as the primary stat. We want to see attack percentage and critical rate percentage. These top three stats are going to always be the exact same thing. I'm going to show you real quick. This is always going to be attack. This is always going to be hit points. And this is always going to be defense. Now, attack, hit points, and defense. What do we need? What do we need? We still need speed. So out of these three right here, we're going to have speed. But I said this is always attack, this is always hit points, and this is always defense. So where are we going to get the speed? Well, these artifacts have what is called a substat. So we're going to click on the substat and we're going to look for speed. We're going to select it. Now it's going to show me only these artifacts that have a substat of speed. So let's look at the very beginning. That said speed at +5, speed at +10. Nice. +5 and plus. Let's go to the 10. We want to have the highest we can get. All right, total stats. We've got the 150. We've got the 85. Now, do we need accuracy or not? That's a good question. Let's go to Kale's abilities. These skills are what we're going to focus on, these skills. So when he attacks, he uses a dark bolt. It attacks one enemy, has a 80% chance. And we said whenever they say chance, it means we have to have accuracy. Okay, so we do need accuracy. Attacks all enemies has an extra 15% chance of inflicting a critical rate hit. That's why we're able to use 85. If we take 85 and 15, that gives us that 100%. So this doesn't need accuracy, does it? So for acid rain, we don't need accuracy. But for the dark bolt, we do need accuracy. So you have to be very careful. You have to look and see, does it say a chance or does it say attack all enemies? Now the percentage is the critical hit. So that doesn't have anything to do with accuracy. And then this one is attacks 4 times at random with a 40% chance. So that means accuracy. So accuracy for Dark Bolt, accuracy for Disintegrate. But all we really care about with Kale is Acid Rain. So we don't need accuracy for that. So let's go back to his other 2 artifact positions. Let's just go and see if we can get more attack. More crit rate, more crit damage. We're going to try, this is going to give us more crit damage. So I'm just going to put that on, and I'm just going to put on this gear. It increases my crit damage. Now, these accessories also help. If you're missing a certain stat block, these accessories are going to help you get either HP, defense, attack, critical damage, accuracy. Let's see if we can find an accuracy one. There we go. All right, so now, with all of those gears placed on him, we've increased his attack to 2,700. His speed is at 181. He's got 106 crit rate, and he's got 155% on his crit damage. His accuracy is very low at 75, but again, we only are gearing him, we only care about that acid rain. So now, let's take him back to that campaign. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. 12-3. We've got these people there. Now let's run it again. Keep in mind, every time you hit that button, you're going to be spending your energy. Look at that. On that very first attack of his acid rain, he killed all of those other champions. All right. We're on round 3 of 3. He has taken damage. He's not invincible, but he is victorious. Now, you get 11,000 silver. This shield, we can sell the shield for 9,000. So that's basically 20,000 silver I just made on one run. Not to mention, we leveled up these guys and we had a successful stage 3 clearance of 21 seconds. Now, that's what your goal should be at the very beginning. And I say within the first 2 weeks. Within the first 2 weeks, you should be able to make this mark. You should be able to farm all the way up to Brutal 12-3 with Kale and be very similar to what I just did. The hard part is going to be the dedication to the grind. And the grind is farming the characters. Because I'm showing you a Kale at rank 6 level 60, but you don't get him like that. You get him at a beginning champion is going to be like, for example, this champion right here. It's a rare champion. You're going to have it at 3 stars, level 1. So you have to take this 3-star champion and take it all the way, promote it all the way to rank 6, level 60. And let me tell you, that takes some time. That does take some time. So next episode, I will go over how to increase a champion's rank from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 6. So, there you go. Watch next episode to learn how to do that. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, um, just let me know in the comments. And don't forget to get into the Discord, ask questions in the Discord. Um, the only thing I'm here for is to make this game easier for you. And again, I am 100% free to play. So I've learned my stuff the hard way by making mistakes and doing the wrong thing. You can play this game however you want. I'm just trying to help do a little bit more efficient. So if you have any questions, and if you've been playing the game for a while and you still have questions, let me know. If I can answer it, I will. If not, I'll look it up. I will Google search the fuck out of that thing. Anyway, so let's see. That was about 30 minutes on the beginning, centered on beginning content. Let's switch gears and let's play. Ah, yeah, this is what I like to do. All right, so I am going to look at my account and see where I'm at right now. First thing of note is I completed my Arbiter mission. I did the Arbiter mission and I got my Arbiter. Yay. That took a long time. So now I am going to start either a Ramatu or Marius. You could do both of them at the same time. But as you can see, I have a few of the Ramatu already keyed in because I've done a few behind the scenes. As I was doing Arbiter, it counted for it. For Marius, I really don't have that much. So I think I'm going to focus on Ramatu, which is this guy right here. He is another legendary attacker. Um, it does have a stun on his A1. Attacks one enemy 4 times, which is really good for the Fire Knight. Attacks all energy. Attacks all enemies. And that chance, which means, yes, we need accuracy. You have to have accuracy of removing the buffs. This is a great ability. I love this. Wow. And then whenever blah 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 blah. Eh, it's cool, but there's a lot of words. All right, so throughout the game, my progress is going to be measured by how well I'm doing these missions. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to pick Ramatu, and I will be focusing on doing these missions So the end result is I get this champion. That's one way that you can play the game. You can go after the Arbiter, you can go after Ramatu or Marius, and you can finally, after a little bit of effort, a lot of work, you can get the champion. Another way to measure your progress in the game is the content that you can do. So as you level up, as your um, character levels up, your account, this is my account, I'm level 66 on this account. As your account levels, you're able to go into all the game modes. So you could also look at your progress as, can you do all of the game modes? So if you can, you're like, well, can I beat Nightmare? Do I have all of the campaign maps completed? Check. And the dungeons. Can I beat all of the dungeons? Um, let's see, with the dragon. I'm still working on the dragon. I'm working a lot on the Sand Devil. I'm working on the Iron Twins. So yes, there's always content. So you can measure your progress by, hey, look, I can beat the highest stage of the Magic Keep. Yay. Um, let's just run one real fast. So you can use your own metric about what you consider progress in this game. I like being able to do all the content with different teams, different compositions of teams. Now, you can Google a certain dungeon or a certain boss, and they will tell you this team is the fastest, this is the best way, unbeatable way if you do it like this. But there's over 2,000 champions, so there's so many different combinations. And I like the strategy of figuring out, taking some lesser known champions and beating it too. So, not to mention the odds of you pulling the champion that they talk about is kind of hard because they're usually dealing with legendaries, void legendaries, mythical champions. Sometimes it's going to be hard to even get the champion they're talking about. So, I think it's fun to mix them up, use the champions that you have, and see what they can do. Speaking of which, we are just about to hit the boss on the end stage of this Magic Keep. Now, the reason I chose these particular champions, Alice is my damage dealer. Goldwing, I'm leveling up as food. She's not food, she's actually leveling up that champion. Uh, Mashald is to help heal and help do damage, and Sun Wukong is for the boss. This boss champion is able to put a shield, and Sun Wukong can steal that shield. If I didn't have Sun Wukong on this team, I would not be able to beat this boss here because I'm using his ability. That's the only reason he's in the squad. I'm using his ability to steal her shield, and there I get the win. So, and it doesn't matter about the other people because they're not food. I'm just using this to level them up. I'm actually clearing the stage with Alice and Sun Wukong. These two are going to be ones that I'm leveling up in the process. And then Mashald here, he gives extra attack and healing for my two critical champions. See right there? Um, that's an example of how you can use the champions that you have to beat these stages. All right. Now, again, once you unlock all of these different modes, The faction wars. Faction war is tough. You have to beat every crypt. You have to beat every crypt only using champions from this faction. So for example, there's 21 levels, stages. I am only at stage 12 because I don't have the best champions to use. So I'm using the champions that I have. Now, I do have a legendary, 2 epics, and 2 rares, but I haven't pulled that many. So that's why I'm using these guys, because this is the best of the shards. Hey, what's up? Good morning, good morning. Um, any questions, just let me know. We're going over some beginning basic stuff for people who have just downloaded Raid Shadow Legends and they have any questions about it. All right, where were we? Oh, yeah. Talking about how do we acquire champions? Well, this game is, I would consider it a collector game, right? All the content that you can do, but basically you're collecting champions. And as we talked about earlier, I'm free to play, so we're not going to be using any real money. So the way that we're going to get champions is going to be uh, close. I have lived in Georgia and Alabama, but I am currently living in South Carolina. So you're very, very close. Very close. And I think I've actually done a pretty good job of leveling out the accent sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. I know my accent comes out sometimes. What about yourself? Where are you from? All right, respectable. All right, yeah. I like Florida. I like Florida a lot. Me and the wife go down to um well, we've been down to St. Augustine. Very nice area. Took the kids to Orlando. All right. I concede. I concede. Sometimes I guess it is a little bit heavier. Yeah, Orlando was super busy. Um, St. Augustine's really nice. Um, been to Destin and Clearwater. Um, you know, the local touristy areas and stuff like that. All right. So if you're looking at how do we get these champions without spending any money? Yeah, yeah, we took the kids there. I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago, but it was worth it because they went to that Harry Potter world, and they were big fans of that. So um, I'm like, look, we can go see Harry Potter. That's it. Not going anywhere else. You- Yeah. The mechanism for getting champions in this game are through these different colored shards. Now, these shards are given as reward for the content. As you battle the content, you'll get mystery shards and ancient shards. And sometimes you'll get special rewards where you'll get the sacred and the voids and the primary. But mostly you're really going to be summoning using the mystery shards. and the ancient shards. Um, as you can see, I've got 2,600 just by doing the content. So eventually you're going to get a pool here, and it costs silver. So keep that in mind whenever you try to summon a shard, it will cost you silver. So yeah, Orlando is a money trap. Um, I like to use my shards when it's part of my missions. I'm sorry, the quest here. So these quests are daily quest, weekly quest, monthly quest, and advanced quest. With the daily quest, you got to summon 3 champions. So for me, it's 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, the quest clicks over to the next one. So at 7, I get over here and I click on my mystery shards and I summon my 10. And then I will get the reward for doing the daily. So that's just one way to help be efficient is to do your daily quest, weekly quest, monthly in advance. Now, as you can see, you get these other shards by doing these quests too. So you're going to want to make sure that when you log in, you do your dailies. And dailies just means fighting the arena, beat the campaign boss, summon the champions, use energy. It's just playing the game. Everything that you're going to want to do anyway, you get credit for, you get a little bit of experience, you get some gems, you know. Let's see. Am I saying that correctly? Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'll say that name correctly. Champ. I'm just going to call you Champ because that's kind of a interesting word there. Champ. Do you play Raid Shadow Legends, Champ? I'm going to say Cheparini? Cheparini? Cheparoni? I don't know. That's a hard name. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. I'll shorten it. I'll shorten it to Champ. All right. For example, like right now, my daily, I need 2 more in order to get this reward. I got to fight in the arena. Oh, oh, okay. Um, question for you. Like pepperoni, pepperoni, chaperoni, chaperone. Yeah, chaperone. Oh man, that was a horrible accent. Talk about accents. You want to talk about accents? That was like horrible. Um, what would you say is the most fun content, just like purely out of not the gear that you get, but like the most fun content that you like about the game? And I'll tell you what mine is. Um, I like live arena. There's just something about the live arena where I know I'm playing somebody that makes it fun. Now, I usually get smoked. I ain't gonna lie. I usually get smoked, but I just like that aspect of I know I'm playing somebody, and in my mind, I picture them getting upset when I stop their plan or something. But, I digress. Chaperone, what's your what's your favorite aspect of the game? All right, beat a campaign boss 3 times, fight in a classic arena. Let's see here. I'll show you. Yeah, it was fun, but man, it was brutal. Let me tell you, grinding out those. I just got my arbiter. I just did get my arbiter, and grinding out that was brutal. I am currently, where are we at? I'm currently working on getting her to rank 6, level 60, but I'm still going to use her anyway. All right. As a matter of fact, let's go. Let's see here. Here's my team composition as it stands. We've got the baby arbiter, my prince, deacon, and Alice. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I have gear on these people. So I go to Alice. She has gear on. I don't care what it is. He does not have his gear on. Why not? I don't know. Okay. Deacon. All right, he's got some gear. And then Arbiter. She does not have any gear. All right. Now, she's very slow. I know she's very slow, but I want to get into the habit of using her. I want to make sure that I understand what these mechanics are. So I'm going to do it manually first. Now, I could get wiped. I don't know. All right, so I do go first. And I'm going to, there's no buffs for me to take away. Yeah, I will. I'm in the process. Yeah, I'm in the process of farming some silver and getting my gear up to 16. But I have just recently did a transformation. I am just to the point where I need 6-star gear. I've been playing now with 5-star gear, so I just reached a point on my account that I think I need to upgrade to 6-star. So that's where I'm at. I'm in that transitional phase of removing my 5-star gear and getting that 6-star artifacts to where I can be competitive. Um, yeah, it's a process. But that's what I like about this game is there's always something to do. I mean, I'm a free to play and I've always got something to do, which is so cool. I love this game. Love it. All right, so since everybody's already awake, I'm gonna go ahead and do the defense down. And all right, UDK, he is a pain in the ass. UDK is a pain. That's all right. That's okay. All right, cool. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Thanks for taking your time and you have a great day. We're about like 26 degrees here in South Carolina. Hopefully it's a little bit warmer there. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. All right. Back to it then. To steal that from Chit. We're going to steal Chit's catchphrase. Back to it then. Now we do think about this game as like oh my goodness, 70s. Now I'm jealous. Yeah. Yeah. 70s. That's bananas. We're actually going to get they're calling for snow this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be outside most of the day, freezing my ass. Anyway, enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Bum, 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 bum. Now we did get a. We were talking about that transition of the gear, like Champeroni was saying. Champeroni made an excellent point. Um, Champeroni made an excellent point about the gear. As you can see, every huh, yeah, I was thinking about farming spider off stream, getting some of my energy, some of my reserve energy, and just farming spider for a little bit and selling all those accessories off, get my multi-day battles and just let it run for a couple hours. But the forge, um, I'm not quite that geared up or that championed up, so I can't really do that much in the faction wars to get my real source of forge material. So I've been kind of hoarding it for a little bit. I've been hoarding the stuff because most of it is all lower level. And you're right, I could burn it. I could burn through this stuff to make some silver to make my teams more effective. So that's a great idea. We'll spend some time running through these little forged materials and getting rid of this little stuff that I know I don't need or stuff I don't use. So really good suggestion. All right. So we're talking about getting these champions. You're going to want to try to focus on clan boss at the very beginning. We talked about the farmer, the campaign farmer, and like I said, Plarium does a very good job about the tutorial showing you how to run through campaign, but I always suggest and recommend Kale. Yeah, that's a great idea. Um, for people who don't know what clan versus clan is, every time you get a chance and you are part of a clan, you want to make sure that you do these clan quests and you earn clan gold and you're able to increase the rank of your clan. So when you increase the rank of your clan shop opens up and these slots become available and you're able to get some of these things that you really need, like the skill tomes. But normally, every 2 weeks, there's a special event where your clan is going to battle um, another clan. And as you can see, Mount Olympus is the clan that I'm a part of. We've actually won 30. Is that right? 30? What the hell? Damn. Um, so your clan battles other clans in missions, and it's basically you're playing the game. Yeah, that's right, Rock. We win. All right, Rock. When did you slip into the stream? What? Dude, it's 25 degrees out there. Can you imagine sitting outside at 25 degrees right now? That would suck so bad. But when we go to work, what? Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, they're calling for snow. What the hell? I'm wearing my big coat and my thermals. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Labota's right though. You wanna do double dipping, which means uh get that silver, get those clan points within that area. Yeah, it's gonna be cold. So cold. Since you're here, let me look at that champion that you pulled the other day. Let's look at it real quick. That was it a high elf? I think it was a high elf. Hmm, it was an epic ambassador. Was it the ambassador? I think that's the guy you pulled, right? Ambassador. Now he is a force affinity. So right there, being a force affinity is a yeah, that's that okay. Being a force affinity is a check in my book, right? Um, I like force affinity champions. I don't say that they have an edge over the other affinities. I just like force affinity champions. Um, I don't know. Attacks all enemies. Hmm. You have Kale, and I would still say use Kale as your primary farmer. I just don't know what type of damage he's going to do for you as like trying to take over as farming. It would be interesting to see what type of multipliers his A1 has. So I can do a little bit of research for you, Rock. I'll look at like Hell Hades and see what kind of damage multiplier they give this A1. Hmm. But this looks like an arena. This looks like some type of an arena build where you're hitting all the arena champions and you're decreasing their crit rate. So that's looks like it's a real arena geared weapon. Uh, places a taunt buff on a target for 2 turns, and the reflect damage. So now, this guy is really screaming to me, arena, arena, arena. Also, faction war for content, wave content. So he looks like he's going to be amazing in the faction wars. Um, and then it's a little pricey. The better than War Maiden? For your account, I don't not yet. So this guy is more suited for mid-level. Your account's still a little early to put him instead of War Maiden. I still think that your War Maiden and Spirit Host and Kale are better arena champions for you right now. Yeah. Yeah, definitely LeBlot is right because of that. You're looking at the that taunt. You've got all these applications. Hydra would be a very good one. Um, yeah. So I'm saying definitely he's a rock star, but I don't think you can use him just yet because he is an epic, and you're going to need those epic skill books to make him the most useful. So right now with your account, as early as it is, I would still focus on your clan boss team and your arena team. Now that you got Kale, you still got Kale running like under 30 seconds clear in 12-3, right? I think that's the last update you gave me was Kale's clearing it. Yeah, cool, cool. All right. So yeah, like I say, still focus on that arena team of yours. What level is your account at right now? What's your actual account level? All right, what was I going to do? Let me do an Iron Twin let me do a quick Iron Twins. All right, so before you hit this battle button, before you hit the battle, 38, 38. Okay, cool. Before you hit the battle button, make sure the people have gear on. I do it all the time. With all the gear swapping, I do it all the time. So we're going to make sure UDK, it's got gear. Michelangelo, it's got gear. Mashald and Alice. Mashald, yes. Alice, yes. And then Blood Twin. All right. So they have gear. Let's run it. You know, I cannot tell you how many times or how much energy I've spent where I'm farming. I've got my farmer, I'm doing 12-3, and I'm running through the multi battles, and I just let it go. And then I look, and it's defeat, defeat, defeat. And I forgot to put the gear back on my farmer. My goodness. So, if there's one piece of advice I can give you for today, it's to double check your champions. Make sure they have the gear on. I cannot tell you how many times I've wasted energy, and I hate wasted energy. I just hate to waste energy. I mean, I can make a bad decision and gear the wrong artifact, spend the spend the silver on the wrong artifact, but wasting energy is the worst, my opinion. All right, so let's look at this Iron Twin battle. The affinity is magic affinity, and I've got two force champions still up. It's going to be very tough. These guys folded like lawn chairs. They just went down a big dirt nap. I may not clear this. It might be a fail, and I might be wasting energy. And we all know how I hate that. I hate it. Ah! I have looked at guides on the Iron Twins. Most people recommend like Geomancer. There's even been some Godseeker and Neri. Um, and there's all these combos. I don't have those champions. I don't got them. So, and there went Blood Twin. It's just left to UDK. Can UDK do it? I will tell you that I hate fighting against UDK, but I love having UDK still standing. I love having him still standing. Rock, what's your favorite champion so far? No, I don't have a cold heart. I don't have a royal guard. I don't have a cold heart. The only max HP damage guy that I have is an armor. An armor, that's it. That's the only max HP, enemy max HP I have is armor. And I've tried throwing armor into here, but I don't have that gear. All right. By the skin of my teeth. As you can see, that's really where I'm at. The skin of my teeth were able to do that, so but that just shows you there's so much to do in this game. So much to do, I love it. Uh, I would love a cold heart. She's a dark elf? Dark elf? Is she a dark elf? Is she a dark elf? Yeah. I don't even got the Paragon cheese. Look at this. Harvester, pain. I don't even have a Painkeeper. So, Painkeeper is another one of those champions that you can use in some really niche. You could use Painkeepers, you can use Paragons, you can use Cold Heart. Cold Heart is probably, she is probably the best rare champion. In my opinion, I would say that she's probably the best rare champion for what she can do. I mean, attacks 4 times at random. Early game, Fire Knight. Attacks all enemies, really not too big. But the Heart Seeker, enemy max HP. That's it right there. 100% turn meter. I mean, 30% extra. I mean, right there. That one skill, Heart Seeker, makes her the best rare. Oh, yeah, you feel my pain, huh? Yeah, I'm telling you. I love this game, but it can get frustrating. It can get so frustrating when you use all of your shards and you get nothing. Okay. Now Rock has pulled some Legos right off the bat. He's under what? You're under a month playing, right, Rock? You haven't been playing for a month yet, right? And you've already pulled like 2 Legos? That's I don't remember. I think my first Lego that I pulled, my actual leg, because Kale. Well, Kale's your starter, so he's probably like, you like him because he does the most. Let's see. Michelangelo was a freebie. Alice was a freebie. Um, I am close. I'm close. What I usually do is I make sure that everybody in the clan who can't really get a lot of damage, my first 2 keys, I usually knock out easy and normal. So like I'm using these guys here. Oh, I almost did it. I almost hit battle. Let me make sure they got gear. It's yeah. Well, Rock, you got to keep Rock. I would say you just got to grind. You got to get your people up to 60, man. Yeah, you got to grind. Um, let's see. Michelangelo has gear. Raphael does not. Come on, Raphael. Spider. Put the spider gear on Raphael. UDK is good. Alice is okay. And who was the other person? Is Kale. Kale. Clan boss. Alright. So, Scale. Did I not check her out? No, I didn't. Damn it. Alright. Oh, you think? Huh. I've always thought about Soulbound as an arena champion. Um, I always thought that Soulbound was a very strong arena champion, tag team champion, faction war champion. Where are we at? One, two, three. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, true, true, true. All right, so what I like to do with my keys is I like to make sure that in my clan we've got some people that are not quite able to one key or to beat this. So I'll make sure easy is beat and I'll make sure normal is beat. And then the rest of my keys, I can almost two key nightmare. That's where I'm at. I'm almost at that two key nightmare. So I do about 32 with two keys. I think I'm about 32 million. So if I spin all four keys, my first two keys is going to be easy and normal for the clan. And then my next two keys is going to be nightmare. Um, and I think I'm roughly 14 to 15 a key, somewhere around there. Let's see. Let's see what it is. I think it's about 14, 15. So, um, yeah, Soulbound Bowyer's always been a very strong rare champion. Um, it's just right, it's kind of like one of those preferences, I guess you would say. Because some people actually like Dark Elhain. Now, I know it's an epic, so it's a little bit tougher to book out an epic, but I like that ice mechanism. I guess that's what you would say, the mechanism mechanic. Oh, huh. Take out my Kale and put on my Xenomorph. Hmm. So you're thinking about that infestation and the poison. Well, I 100% agree. Uh, I don't have an Ugo or a Geomancer. I 100% agree that Geomancer and Ugo kick ass. I do have a Bellower, and Bellower is my campaign farmer. And sometimes with the Grim Forest, I use Bellower as like a massive crowd control in the Grim Forest. And I get through a lot of content using Bellower uh, with that Grim Forest. Hmm. Yeah, I always see a lot of content with the Geo. I can't wait till when I pull him, then I'll be like, in your face. Uh, the last promo code? I don't know if there's that last promo code, I don't know if there's any more promo codes. The last active one was the what was that? That one with the Assassin's Creed. Yeah. I kind of consider myself where I have just reached the mid game. My opinion, I have just reached the mid game. That transition into six-star gear, into actually focusing on the relics and making some good relics and trying to, be very conscious of which champions to get the maximum rewards out of the content. So I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. But the thing I've said it like 100 times. There's so much to do in this game, and I just love the fact that even though your energy may be gone, you can still go into other content and give it a chance to build back up. You know, very important as a free to play to have more to do than just energy sink into something. All right, where are we at? Let's see. Uh, we're about halfway through. I think I usually make it around 34, round 34 maybe. So about 6 to 7 more million damage and I should be dead, I think. Honestly, I think Michelangelo might be the first person to die. Raphael and of course UDK stay around. But it all depends on who gets hit with that big single target stomp. Whoever gets crushes first, crushed. And I believe for some reason he avoids Kale. I mean, he kills Kale in one hit, obviously. But I think he likes to target Mikey for some reason. Oh, really? 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 Huh. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Do you think it's the access to getting those skill tones that really put your account into, like being able to do events and stuff? Because I feel like I am missing that little element about booking up my champions fully. I believe I need to be able to book it up. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat it. He'll eat anything. Oh yeah. Yeah. You're showing our age, Chaperone. You're showing our age. Yes. I love that commercial. Man, I'm old. Damn. Damn. Ah, man. I can't remember the last time I ate live cereal. Huh. Okay. So where are we at? Yeah. Yeah, I know you know, Rock. I know. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I think what am I? I'm your dad's age, ain't I, Rock? I think I'm your dad's age. Close to it. Okay. Believe it or not, I think this might be a personal best for me right now. And it's because the affinity has been changed. I think it's because of the affinity. Oh, I'm older. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I thought. Um, the affinity changed, so I don't think I've ever gotten 16 million on Nightmare. So I think this is a personal best here. Because I have made it to turn 32 before, But obviously, since the affinity changed, I'm doing more damage. Wow. Yeah, 32 is the furthest. It's the longest I've gone, and I have never done 18 million. So right now, 33 rounds at 18.2 is a personal best. Congratulations to me. Way to go. And now they're dropping. Now they're dropping. Fuck. Oh, that hurt. That one hurt. That one hurt. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Wow. Wow. Come on, 20 million. Come on, 20 million. Come on, 20 million. Come on. Come on, 20 million. No, no. Donatello. He's, I think he's gone. What? They killed my UDK. What the? See, that was random. That was so random how they targeted UDK like that. But, okay. Personal best, 20.4 million. Amazing. Amazing. You know what? I think that is the perfect way to end a stream with a personal best, 20 million on the Nightmare. And I'm going to heavily take in consideration, and I'll probably try it. I'll do a comparison with Xenomorph. Take out Kale, put in Xenomorph, and see what we can get. Thanks everybody for stopping in today. Welcome back, Rock. We'll see you Thursday. See you Thursday, Rock, and Chaperone and LeBloat. Appreciate all the comments, all the tips, and hope y'all have a great day. It's 8:40 in the morning and time to take the dogs out, get my day started. I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.